It's Dave. It's been a while. The last update that I gave was literally an update on my profile by Sanford progress in the parking lot of a hospital after my wife had gone through a terrible bout of kidney stones while she was pregnant with our fourth and amazing child, Benjamin. But he really put his mommy through the ringer, and she had kidney stones, which were just I mean, that was just terrible. It was far worse. We've got four kids. It was far worse watching her go through that than any of the labors. We were in the hospital for four days at least, maybe five. It was crazy. At any rate, that was my last update. And to be honest with you, life only got crazier from there. The pandemic hit, and I fell off the profile bandwagon hard. They give you a reference. I was at my heaviest back then. I was a 317, all the way down to 290 with profile, which was phenomenal. It was a great program. Just a little too extreme for me to keep up in the chaos of life. But let's fast forward to where we're at now. So let's just go back, not to completely current times. Let's go back just a few months to November of 2021. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, with the metabolic disorder, fatty liver, high blood pressure, the whole deal. They all come hand in hand. Which was a scary diagnosis, but at the end of the day, I'm super, super thankful to get that diagnosis because it was what I needed to correct the ship, to right the ship. So now I am 3 solid months into dealing with that, and I just want to share with you a little bit about like how I got from the profile days through the pandemic and having our fourth child, the adjustment period there, and what the type 2 diabetes diagnosis has done for me and what I've done about it, and just really share with you guys because I was doing so good when I was on the profile program. I was doing so good with sharing with you guys, and I was so eager and zealous to share with you, and to be honest with you, it was just a rough time over the last couple of years. So I can't imagine there's a single follower that's like, yeah, I don't understand why that was a hard time. Like, we all get it, right? The last 2 years sucked. But here we are, hopefully on the other side of it. Yeah. So I fell off the profile bandwagon hard. And let me just give a caveat. The Profile by Sanford program is phenomenal. If you're thinking about starting it, for sure do. For sure do. It was a really great program for me. I saw a ton of success. But something happened in my body in between the time I fell off the bandwagon and now, which is completely unrelated to profile. I think perhaps maybe even related to COVID, but my body went into this overdrive metabolic disorder where I ended up with this type 2 diabetes diagnosis where I was forced to change. And I'm thankful, to be honest with you, I'm so thankful. And then I got this diagnosis, and like, who's out there like, ooh, so thankful I have diabetes? It sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but I am. It's what I needed to correct the ship. So the difference with this video and with the profile video is with the profile video, I started on day one. I was sharing all the shakes and sharing all the bars, and I was excited. I was excited back then. But when I fell off the bandwagon, I went through 2 years where I was not excited at all about doing anything related to my weight because there was just so much going on. And there were times in that 2-year period where I just felt like I needed a major wake-up call. I didn't want the kind of wake-up call that my dad got at 54. This was in February of 2012, so we're coming on 10 years next week. He had a sudden heart attack and died. I don't want to put my kids through that. But I did want some kind of wake-up call. The type of wake-up call is like, if you don't change, you're screwed. And that's what I got in November of 2017. So I went into my doctor for kidney stones, got this diagnosis because my blood sugars were high. And he's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Dave? You got type 2 diabetes, and the outlook if you don't do anything is not great. So here's a bunch of medicines I can put you on, but what do you want to do? And me being somebody who has always been, I got really good head knowledge when it comes to diet. It's the application I've struggled with. And so it's like, Doc, here's the deal. I don't want to go on medication. I know enough people who have been on metformin and insulin, and they never get out of feeling terrible, and they never get away from taking the drugs. I want to control this as best I can by reversing the way that I live. And so he's like, excellent, I have just a program for you. So he got me on this program that he's created for diabetics, which he uses to get most of his patients off of any medication they're on for diabetes, and ultimately reverses the disease. And so I went in head first, gave it everything I had, starting on November 17th of 2021. And it is now November 14th, happy Valentine's Day, 2022. So I am a solid 3 months in, almost 4 months in, to this journey. So you might be like, well, Dave, you look vastly skinnier than you did in your last video. Well, I had 2 years of weight gain that was in between the last video that I uploaded and now this live video. And I'll do a follow-up one as well to this video, but I want to do one live. But I got back up to 310, and I've lost a solid 15, 16 pounds since then, but that's not even what's important. Honestly, the scale could weigh whatever it wants to weigh. I don't care. I want to be healthy, and I feel healthy now. And that is where I feel like I have to share this with the world. So, like I said, when I started the profile journey, I was very hyper-focused on the lifestyle change, and I was excited, and I was eager, and that was all great. And I encourage you, if you're about to start profile, do it. But my path took a little bit different course. The course that I believe was ordained before the beginning of time. It's the course that I needed to be on, and that was to get this type 2 diabetes diagnosis that would ultimately prolong my life. If I would have stayed on that track, I would have died an early death. And, I may still, but it won't be for lack of trying on my part. So I got the diabetes diagnosis, jumped into the doctor's program, which is a ketogenic diet coupled with intermittent fasting. So it's a slow track to get you into ketosis and then to warm you up to the idea of prolonged fasting, which a lot of people have a lot of opinions about, and I don't really care what those opinions are. I'm just going to share anecdotally my experience and then continue to share with you over the course of the next few weeks what that journey has looked like, how it's benefited me. So I already told you I lost 15, 16 pounds in 4 months, which is not dramatic, and it's not what people who are looking on YouTube. If you're anything like me, over the years I've looked at YouTube for how to lose weight. I want to lose 50 pounds in 50 days. You're not going to do it. And if you do, you're going to put it right back on. You have to have a reason to change. My reason to change was the same when I started profile as my kids and my adoring, loving, beautiful wife, and being around for them. But life distracted me from my goals. My wife being in the hospital, pandemic hitting, and those are all the excuses that I used at the time, but really it was just terrible habits, terrible habits, lots of fast food, lots of poor planning, and really, just crazy dramatic drastic diets one to the other. The really cool thing about where I'm at now is I've reversed my diabetes in 4 months. I've reversed all the numbers. I've got a continuous blood glucose monitor here on my arm, which this awesome thing is I can just scan it with my phone at any time, and I can just stick it up there to the sensor, and I can get a reading. And I've got a 96 reading for my blood glucose right now. And when I got diagnosed, my average was about 180, 190. So in 4 months, I'm getting healthy again, guys. I'm getting healthy again. And I feel like worlds better. And that's the exciting thing to me. And, you know, there's some people that are going to come across these videos and that I do, and they're going to be like, well, this guy's in a dramatic weight loss, you know. Where's the flab to fab, the, you know, keg to the 6-pack? I'm like, that ain't going to be me. But I'm healthy and I feel great. And hope that these videos hit people who are just desperate for a change and want to follow somebody who's real and be motivated and encouraged to make a change of their own and not be sold anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's a lot of people that have their hearts in the right place that are selling something, and I'm not trying to knock them. But this day and age, damn, I'm just so sick of being sold stuff. Just share with me what you're feeling so I can be validated that all this crap I'm going through is something that somebody else is going through too. So I hope that's what you get from these videos. I hope be able to share a little bit about my own journey on the way. I hope that I'm able to hear about yours as well. And I hope that I can be consistent with these videos and it's not a 2-year gap in between videos. I'd really like to grow this out into something special where you can share and I can share, and it just becomes a community of people who are just real and authentic and struggling their way through their health journey and not ashamed of the fact that there's drawbacks and that we take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's life. But the beauty is in the struggle and in the pursuit of better. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I hope you'll join me for. And I'm super excited to continue to share this journey in a prolonged and sustained way with all of you. And I hope you'll join me along in that journey. I hope you'll like and comment and subscribe. Those are going to be the things that help grow this community. And you get to be a part of that. And I hope you will be, because you will be an invaluable part of growing this into what's kind of a little spark in my imagination. I think it can be something big, and I think it can change people. And I think that is what the beauty of this YouTube community is, and this online community is that we can grow together, and together we can change ourselves and change the world and the people around us. Join me by liking, commenting, and subscribing to this video, and I so look forward to doing this with you again. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.